Well, hello there, young bucks. How's yous doing? Why am I talking like this? I'm good. I want to talk about some things I thought were interesting. Some pertaining to me, some just news headlines. Let's get into it. First, baseball player Adam LaRoche, former Brave, twice Brave, was opted out of his contract for like $12 million from the White Sox. Here comes a car. Fucking car. Still coming. It's kind of a monster truck, but it's loud and obnoxious and just wasted all of our time. Anyway, the whole ordeal was that he had gotten them the promise to let his son come into the dugout at every game that they were home at. And they told him they were thinking he should stop doing that. But he kind of already had them agree to it beforehand. But he had kind of some down years, I think. I haven't looked at his stat sheet. But they were kind of overpaying him, so they kind of did not balk at him saying, well, I'm out of here, after they refused to let his son be around the dugout 100% of the time. And on face value, it looks like it's kind of weird. An adult man fighting so hard to have his son come to work with him and hang around what could be a lot of crude, angry, grown men groping each other and themselves. But on face value, the real thing is they agreed to it. So maybe they didn't think he'd go through with it. But Adam LaRoche is a man of his word, and his boy was at the games. I think he's a bat boy. I don't know. Maybe he just sat around. Who knows? And they let him go. And people were jumping on this news story and making Adam LaRoche to be this crazy, unrealistic baseball player when that's the deal they agreed to. So I guess when you got to get caveats like that in the contract, you can't just agree with anyone. Verbal agreements don't count. Especially when you're dealing with the White Sox. Jeez. Adam LaRoche actually came back in the news recently. I wrote this down to talk about for 2 months ago or so. But he actually, in his time off from baseball, he has busted a underage prostitution ring. So, bravo to Adam LaRoche. He's actually doing something that's much more meaningful than playing baseball. Which there are a lot of things, but that's pretty up there. I mean, what'd you do today? I, struck out 3 times. Scratched my balls. Kind of walked a little bit when the ball came towards me. And LaRoche just helped bust a child prostitution ring. You can't beat that. You just can't. You can't with baseball. I'm sorry. You can't. So kudos to Adam LaRoche to doing what he wants and becoming a superhero now that he's finally out of that White Sox organization. I got jury duty on May 3rd. So yeah, that's happening. Maybe if I talk enough about it, they won't select me. I've never been a jury duty person. Actually, the weird thing to me is they don't really give you instructions where to go. I mean, they say the courthouse, but I mean, the courthouse has a lot of different rooms. I mean, come on. I'm one of those people, I like to prepare for things, such as going into buildings I'm not ever have been in. It just makes me feel more comfortable. And you really can't do that with jury duty. All I can do is show up early and just be asking security where to go. So the bad thing with that is I've actually really do want to go to Trail Days this year. And Trail Days is a celebration for hikers on the Appalachian Trail. And since I did it the year before, did 1,500 miles. And I can't say the whole thing because there's actually a parade. I'm not allowed to be in the parade where people accomplish it, but I'd actually see a lot of people that I hiked alongside with, and I think that'd be a lot of fun. I'd love to actually, I've been looking at a route to hike into the place. Neighbors are having some kind of dispute over when it's time to go. I don't know. But yeah. Hopefully, juries don't like me. Hopefully I'm not picked by either attorney. That's what everyone wishes. I really can't say, I don't have anything else going on in my life to not get out of it. To get out of it, so. I really. Do trials wrap up that fast? Could it be only like. It seems like it has to be like more than a week, right? Can it be a few days? I guess it could be a few days. I mean, even if I am selected, I hope then it's a few days. I can get back to doing what I like. Speaking of jury duty, there's this trial in Cobb, and they're having problems getting a jury up for it. This guy named Justin Harris, this fat fuck, he put his kid in the back seat and went into work and kept him in there for 7 hours while the kid died of heat dehydration, heat stroke, or just kind of burned alive, kind of baked his kid alive, like in a slow burning oven. It's just like one of the worst tortures ever. And it's one of those cases where it's just everyone's heard of it, everyone knows about it, and no one thinks he's innocent because, I mean, a lot of stuff came out even before they could put a lid on it, like stuff like the thing he's using an excuse to not be tried. The thing he was so busy doing while his kid was burning alive was actually sexting with underage girls. So it's kind of weird when your excuse for one crime is another crime. Like, I couldn't have murdered that guy. I was raping my daughter's best friend. It's just so stupid. But also, the Google searches came back that he had looked up how to kill a child in a hot car, which is insane. No one ever looks that up. Like, I think more people would look up how to make a bomb than the specifics of how to kill a child in a car. What an asshole. And he's just this fat-faced fuck, and he has this Justin Bieber haircut. He has like a bowl cut, and he's trying to be trendy, I guess, for these underage girls. Just such a douche. It's one of those things where you just wish he would get his hands on some kind of belt and be able to hang himself in low-security jail before anyone could actually waste money and time on this trial. His wife did divorce him, but she thinks he's innocent. I really wish it would end up like that guy that had those girls trapped in his home as sex slaves. What was his name? Angel? They should kill him. He should kill himself like Angel did. Save us some time and money. He's a sick fuck. I'm tired of him getting a fair trial. It's just bullshit. It's impossible. Because everyone knows he's a sick fuck. But yeah. Jury duty. Oh. I actually think I have to buy some clothes for that. I guess I could get away with wearing khaki pants. And maybe a nice striped shirt or something. I don't want to wear a button-up. I'm so uncomfortable in button-ups. I dread it. Cat Williams was also in the news again, fighting with some teenager at some soccer game. He was in some other news too, where some girls wanted an autograph and he snapped at them, and he's crazy and shit. Stuff we already know. The sad thing about Cat Williams is I actually thought his comedy was really funny, and he actually was. I guess it's the Bill Cosby thing where you got this person who's actually saying some insightful things about stuff, how things are. But then all credibility is blown out of the water when you find out they're a fucking nutcase or they're fucking raping women and drugging their drinks. I mean, it's, Cosby was critical of the black community, and that kind of all goes out the window. It's like, can't really talk about sagging pants anymore when you're raping a bunch of people. You just can't. It's the minor issue. And the thing with Cat Williams was he was talking about some interesting points he made about adoption being out of country, how we got plenty of poor people here, and he's actually, I thought, from what I remember, he adopted 10 children, I believe. Maybe I'm wrong, in America, which, kudos to him. It was actually a good point. How, like, for a while there, you had all these exotic adoptions going on, and people building a portfolio of children from all around the world. And that's great, but it's also trendy, and they were trying to make it trendy too. And they gave them all these stupid names. It was really disgusting. What was it? Like, was it Madonna did something like that? But the big one was Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt. So yeah, it'd be nice if we had a lot of adoption issues, taken care of in the U.S. before we're really outsourced. And I'm not saying you shouldn't adopt out of state. I've known people that have, but there are people suffering here too. Never forget that. Let's see. Still taking questions about the Appalachian Trail. I've gotten some in a different video, and I wrote those down. And any questions, I would eventually do a Q&A and answer a lot of questions about the Appalachian Trail. So any questions in that area, please go ahead and ask me. I'll read them and answer them, and it'll be fun. I thought about doing it for a while now, and I saw someone else do it on Facebook. Just don't have all the questions I need, so get into it, people. Also, like, one last thing, I'm gonna put it in my description. It's just a little video I had. I had this marketing firm approach me about paying me to own this video, just out of the blue. And I looked them up, and they just seemed so scummy. But it's kind of weird. Kind of weird to understand what kind of videos they look for. And it's actually a video that kind of underperformed for its age. It only has 2,000 and something hits, but it's just of Tara, our cat, falling twice. That's all it is. And me laughing like an idiot. So, I mean, stuff you get here for free. But they were gonna, he was trying to talk about buying it for one of the 400 shows he, sells content to from YouTube. And I looked it up on Reddit, and I saw someone have an example of it, and it seemed really slimy. I've grown to detest those kind of shows. Like, at least America's Home Videos, they had the people that were in the videos. At least 3 of them were in the audience competing to win something. But when you just get free content like that, and now it's become, a lot of times people were getting ripped off. People wouldn't know their video appeared somewhere until someone said, "Oh, I saw it," and how much you get paid for that? And they're like, "I got paid nothing." You just have these talentless hacks. Like, the worst offender to me is ridiculousness. That skateboarder guy who was never that great of a skateboarder, but he was able to make that show with the black guy that was big, and what is it? I forget his name because he's nothing. I hate him so much. He has a Fun Factory and stuff. All he does is he sit there with these celebs and they rewind videos and watch people epic fail all the time. It's the worst kind of. The one person that does it pretty good is Tosh. I give him that. Because he has the web redemption where he actually meets the person that failed or did something weird in the video. And I give him credit for that. Everyone else is just hands off. Just send me the content. Give me the content. We're going to make fun of it We're not going to have any kind of talk about what's really going on in this video. It's just going to be wham bam thinking man. Yeah, it's just so predatorial. But it's an interesting example of what they're looking for, which is it's a video I never thought much of, like in terms of making money off of it. But here it is in my description, so you get to see what they're looking for in case you want to appeal to this. They paid someone $50, but it seemed like for all intents and purpose they own the video. And I'm really so sentimental. I couldn't imagine selling my video, having to take it down from YouTube, even if it had 0 views, and forking over the rights to it to someone else for $50. I'd feel like the most lamest prostitute ever. So, no, it's not happening. Don't have to worry about it. My rich and detailed catalog is untouched. Sift through it like pennies in your pocket. Feels good, don't it? So yeah, that's pretty much everything I want to talk about. Yeah, can't think of anything else. So, I'll see you later, my fingerprint.